Very light jets. The term sprung up a few years ago when Eclipse launched the EA500, but they've grown up a bit since then, and this is the very latest, the Embraer Phenom 100. We've come here to Oxford Airport, where Flairjet is the first British company to operate the type. Let's go flying with them. The $3.6 million Phenom is powered by two Pratt & Whitney jet engines, cruises at 390 knots, and has a range of over 1,000 nautical miles. Just right for a light jet. Bob Davy flew it for loop.
It's really nice to fly. Yeah, it's a great aeroplane. It's very similar to the Cessna Mustang. It's got all sorts of design cues from the other Embraer aircraft. And although the Embraer have never actually built a light jet before, they did build the Tucano and they also built the Brasilia. So you get in the cockpit, the first thing you find is a ram's horn control yoke, which is the sort of thing you'd find in Concorde or a BA-125 or a Hawker 800. Very quickly you get used to that. A little bit less conventional as well. The rudders and the ailerons are interconnected, so when you move the rudders on the ground, the stick moves. But once you're in the airplane and flying, it's very, very conventional aircraft.
The aircraft cruises at Mach 0.67 at 41,000 feet, which enables it to take 4 passengers up to anywhere in Europe. As a tool for the business model that we've got planned for it, it's absolutely perfect. The way the aircraft looks, its ramp presence is second to none in its class. From a piloting point of view, I like the Avionics. The Avionics are actually quite complex for an aircraft of this size. The aircraft can be flown just like an airliner, and it's quite an elegant way of flying approaches and procedures. But if you want to, you can switch everything off and you can fly it just like a little fighter.
Modern avionics G1000, you've really got to go to school to actually understand how a G1000 works properly. And you can find yourself in a mode problem where you think you're in one mode but you're in the other. That takes a lot of discipline. It's very easy to punch buttons, but you've actually got to look at the top of your primary flying display and make sure you're in the mode you think you are. We did high-speed handling, low-speed handling. The airplane's got an amazing wing. We were flying clean at 135 knots. I think it actually beats the Mustang on that little department.
So why did new start-up company Flairjet choose the Phenom 100 as its launch aircraft?
The Phenom 100 for us was a very easy decision. We looked at the Eclipse, too small. We looked at the Mustang. We looked at the Honda Jet, but the timescale wasn't right for that. The dispatch reliability that we've seen on Embraer airliners was something else that we looked at, and we thought we'd get a good, solid, reliable product, and it was certainly the best in class. Our clients like the aircraft. It's roomy inside, it's quiet, fairly quick, not quite as quick as a commercial jet, but much quicker than the competition. So we can do a flight from Oxford to Nice, for example, in under 2 hours for 4 passengers with bags.
Embraer actually succeeded in what they wanted to do, which is to have an entry-level jet which you can fly single crew with the autopilot. You're not going to be able to do that commercially because no one's interested. It's got to be a 2-crew airplane commercially. But certainly for a highly experienced or well-trained owner-operator, you could see that it's doable, basically.